So Blackmagic finally put out that camera, the box cinema camera, the camera that everybody's been waiting for. Well, I that video was about the new Blackmagic cinema camera, the box camera that just came out. But I just got an email, and so I have something else on my mind that I prefer to talk about, because I don't really care about that camera. So anyway, I embarked on another film. I upgraded my camera. You know, I got a Panasonic S5, which I'm shooting on right now. And I'm also shooting on a Helios 44-2 lens, if anybody cares. So anybody, all manual. I digress. I wrote the third and final part of this trilogy, and I made it a film. And I was going to shoot on the Panasonic S5, much better dynamic range, much better low light capability, much better, IBIS, stability. Just a better camera for what I needed to do. And again, I was shooting it all by myself. I'm the cameraman. I'm the sound person. I'm the lighting person. I'm the wardrobe. I'm the makeup. I'm the location scout. I'm crafty. I'm everything. Nobody's ever there when I'm shooting. I do it myself. And if you look at the movie or you look at my first film, it looks like I have 3 cameras all the time. Like, I really figured out how to do it, but I'm by myself. And I'm spending every penny of my life and I'm working so hard, and I'm putting myself in a precarious living situation all the time. But I promised myself I'm never going to allow money to stop me from making art. I'm not going to give up what I do best just because I can't get these gigantic grants or all this stuff that other people get, And I know that my work is worthy. I know that, I don't need anybody to tell me how good the work is or if it's worthy or whatever. But I also know it's very difficult. There's a billion people who are equally as good, at what they do. But I feel like I've deserved better, frankly. But I'm sure everybody feels that way. So whoop-de-doo, like, what does that even mean? It doesn't mean anything, There's not enough room for everybody to get the help that everybody deserves and everybody needs, People who put in the kind of, commitment and desire and dedication and the sacrifice that I put in, they deserve the same thing. And most people don't get it. So anyway, boo-hoo, poor me. I made the movie. I got Steve Peckman again. I got a couple of other musicians, Barbara Nell, Ian Smith. They contributed to this film. And I made another movie, and it's great. Now, I wrote a script, and I had some other actors involved, and none of it worked out. So I had to rewrite the script like 20 times. It was based on winter. It never snowed. I had to rewrite that. Like, I almost gave up 30 times. Like, this was the most incredibly difficult project that I've ever worked on, and it was about suicide. And I'm kind of like a method actor, like when I work on a project, I get way in, like I immerse myself in it. And so I was in the head of suicide for over 2 years every day, and it was fucking me up. But it was required for the work that I was doing. That's where I had to have my head. That's just how I work, Maybe I'm just not talented enough as an actor to jump in and out of it all the time. I don't think it's necessary for anybody to, like, there's a story about, Dustin Hoffman when he was doing Marathon Man. He was in the locker, the locker room before they started shooting one day. And Sir Laurence Olivier was there with him, who was in the film with him. And Dustin Hoffman was like, supposedly banging his head against the locker and getting prepared for the scene where they drill a hole in his tooth, And he was just getting mentally and emotionally prepared for this and, going a little crazy. And Olivier looked at him and he said, what are you doing? He said, I'm just getting prepared. And he goes, it's called acting. It's not real. You don't have to do all that. And, that makes me laugh when I think about that, because I would be Dustin Hoffman, like that's how I prepare. I get way in there, And frankly, I put myself in some dangerous situations making this film, but came out great. I'm so proud of it. The music is great. It's just so great, I missed one shot in particular that would have made it a perfect film for me. But it's a whole nother story, and it bothers me. But you wouldn't know, the story comes across, it feels the way I wanted it to feel, Is it a perfect film? That's not for me to say. Is it a good film? Is it a great film? I'm proud of it, but it's not for me. That's for you to say. You watch the film, the audience, I don't run around going, I'm the greatest, my work is the best. Like, that's not me. I just work hard and do the best I can. And I try to do work that I'm proud of, because I put so much effort into it. If I'm not proud of it, I've let myself down. So anyway, what's my point of this whole video? I made this film and I'm proud of it, and I had a deadline because I had one goal for this film. And that was to submit to the Tribeca Film Festival, because I wanted to be in the Tribeca Film Festival. And this story belongs in the Tribeca Film Festival. It's a very New York story. My first film was as well. I mean, everything I do is like a love letter to New York City in some kind of way. Now, this took place all over the place in the Hudson Valley, up from the Catskills down to Brooklyn and Seagirt, New Jersey. So it takes place in a lot of places. It's not just a New York City story, but I wanted to be in Tribeca. And so I literally barely made the deadline. Like, I was editing, of course I did all the coloring, all the editing, all the sound design, all the mixing, everything. I did everything. And I made it right to the last day to the submission. And I was like, we're getting into this festival. I know it, I just know that we're getting into the festival. And so I submitted, and I felt really good about it, And honestly, it's taken a lot for me to recover from making that film. Like, I feel like I'm still kind of recovering. It took a lot out of me. And it took a lot to get to the end, to get to the finish line, And it's gotten great response from people. I've sent it to quite a few friends and stuff like that, people I trust. It's gotten great, like off the charts feedback. It was a successful journey to make this work, to make this art. I'm so proud to do that kind of work, and I'm so honored and grateful to be able to do the work, Even though, is it ideal? Do I have a crew? Do I have people helping me? Do I have access to the things that could make it the best possible story that I could make? Like, I don't. But it's the best possible story that I can make. And so I submitted, and I know technically this film could be on HBO or Netflix or in a big theater or whatever. It's that, it's technically proficient, it's correct. The sound is on point, the way it looks, it's fine, it's 4K, it's a high resolution, it can stand up to anything. And the story is genuine, it's from the deepest part of my soul, it's from my spleen. And, so I submitted, and I felt good about it, and I was really confident and really hopeful for everybody who did help me. My computer broke down in the middle of my editing process. I did a fundraiser. I raised enough money to get a Mac M2 so I could actually finish editing, because I wouldn't have been able to finish the film. My PC just died, stopped working, like DaVinci Resolve just kept upgrading. And I guess I had so much in this film, it just blew up the computer. And and I was really hopeful for everybody who helped me, and Steve and Barbara and Ian, and I just wanted everybody to be proud and have something to celebrate, to be happy about. And so I sent the submission a couple weeks ago, and you could probably tell from the tone of this email, this video, that I got an email today, and the first word I saw, it was a long email, a lot of words, and I'm sure it was, the same email sent to everybody. The first word I saw was, unfortunately. And so we got rejected. And so, you know, it's like, how many blows can an independent artist take? You know, how much can you handle? How many times can you get punched in the face or pushed back down the wall that you just climbed, you know, or kicked back down the mountain, you know, or thrown back into the water after you just swam your way out? Like, how many times can you start breathing again? How much can one person take? You know, I'm a solo artist. So I guess I'm making this video because I want people to watch this who are thinking of doing what I do, or who are doing what I do, and just say that it's hard and it takes a lot, and you're going to lose a lot. You're going to give up a lot. You're going to fuck up a lot. You're going to hurt a lot of people. You're going to hurt yourself a lot. You're going to be disappointed a lot. But you have to find the joy in the work. You have to find the value yourself. You know, you have to just commit to making the highest form of art that you possibly can. You have to never let yourself down. You have to promise yourself that you're going to give every ounce of your soul to this project every single time you do it. Otherwise, you are a complete idiot for doing it. Like, if you don't give everything that you have so that there is nothing left when you're done, then you have failed miserably. The only way to do this is to give everything, because then you never really fail. Like, I have never failed, you know? Everything is always in development, and I also feel like there's no endings and nothing's ever really finished. Although I do know how to finish a play, finish a film, finish a poem, finish a song. Like, I know how to finish work, but I know I'm never finished as an artist. You know, I'm always learning. I'm always growing. And that's what you have to understand, especially as a solo artist. You have to keep going. You have to recommit to yourself every single time, because frankly, every single time you're probably going to be disappointed. You're probably not going to get what you think you deserve, what you want. You know, it's probably not going to happen. You're not going to perform at the public theater, you know. You're probably not going to get into Tribeca or Sundance or South by Southwest or Toronto, because you don't have representation, you don't have management, you don't have an agent, you don't have money for promotion, you don't have any kind of support, you did it yourself. What makes you think that you're going to get into these things? And by the way, why would they include you in their festival when they know that that is some great value that they're adding to your project? And if you don't have the money to back that up, to promote it, to throw it out there, to, you know, get into theaters and, you know, to really push it, why would they waste their value on you? You see what I'm saying? You have to do it for you. And so right now I'm devastated. You know, I'm pissed off. You know, I feel sorry for myself. I feel angry. I feel hurt. I feel a little broken. I feel tired. You know, I'm really tired. But, you know, I have felt like this so many times. I'm used to it, you know. And I guess the day that I no longer feel hurt like this, the day that I no longer feel like, you know, the day that I no longer feel completely disappointed is the day that I will stop doing this, you know, because I know that to feel like this means that I put everything into it. And I know what this work is. And anybody who has seen me on stage, you know, I'm so grateful to every one of those people. People who just continue to come back and see my plays 10 times, 20 times, you know, the social impact that I have been involved with, the Sean Bell's family, things like that. Like, my work is activist based. I've been so lucky and fortunate, but, you know, I haven't gotten, you know, that black and white cookie that I want. You know, I haven't had that. I haven't gotten the acknowledgement from the people who, you know, most people think are the gatekeepers of success, you know. And that's something that I have to remind myself of as well. I don't need I don't need that, you know. I want it, but I don't need it, obviously, you know. And so I'll continue to let my work speak for itself. I'm never going to say how good I am or great or whatever. But I will always speak for my work ethic and my dedication and my commitment and my genuine nature, you know. Somebody once said to me that I had a great angle of adoption for my work, and that shit really offended me because I don't have any angles. I got nothing. My shit is so real and so sincere. My art is who I am because I really have nothing else at this point, you know. So that's the cautionary tale. Be very careful. Tread lightly as you move forward in this because it can take a lot from you. It's going to take your friends, you know, your family. Like, it's going to take a lot. But you just have to keep going. You know, if that's what you do, if that's what you are, you know, I'm all the way in. You know, at this point in my life, what am I going to do? So I already started a new project. And, you know, for me, now that you know, like, of course, now I'm going to try to get into Sundance and Toronto and all these other places. But Tribeca, you hurt my feelings. And I'll be back. You know, I will continue to annoy you with every project that I do. And that's it. So I just wanted to share that. And as far as the Blackmagic camera, who cares? You know, that's a YouTube thing. So thanks for watching, and onward we go.